Finding good talent to hire is proving to be extremely difficult in the current economic climate. That's where Patrice and Associates can help. John Mathew is the executive recruiter and hospitality consultant for the Addison, Texas office of Patrice and Associates, and he joins me in studio tonight. Welcome to the show.
Well, great to be here. Thank you so much for having me.
No, I appreciate your time because this is a topic that we're talking a lot about on Biz TV because we're still dealing with sort of the residuals of the Great Resignation that's been taking place. We're seeing the reports that, yeah, people are getting jobs, but there seems like there's a lot more jobs to fill than there are people available. So how are you helping your clients solve that problem?
Yeah, so something that we do differently with Patrice and Associates than other recruiting companies is that we do a lot of recruiting calls. We find talent that is not normally available. These folks are not posting their resume on job sites, and so if you had posted a wanted ad,
right.
help wanted ad,
sure.
You're not going to find these folks because mostly they are employed and they are happy with what they've got. But when we call them and we offer a better option for them, better situation, next career move for them, that's when we can present them as top quality candidates for our clients. Makes
sense, because if you're just posting, you're only getting people who are currently looking.
Correct.
And sometimes, let's just be honest, sometimes they're looking for reasons that you don't want them to bring those problems to your company, but you're out there actively recruiting.
Yes.
I got to think, being the CEO of a company and going through this process of hiring executives particularly, but hiring anybody takes a lot of time. You're saving your clients a lot of time.
Yes, absolutely. So I start from the search process, so it's A to Z, all the way till onboarding somebody, and that does save them a lot of time, because especially the small businesses. So the small businesses, you're looking at the CEO, the company owner, the VP of the operations, or the human resource person that's actually doing the work. They're sending out, posting jobs, finding the applicants, then they get the resumes, then they've got to go through those and find the rough, the diamond in the rough.
Sure.
But here I take on all that from their shoulders, so they don't have to do that heavy lifting, and I do the heavy lifting for them, and I think it really does save a lot of time.
Well, I think, again, going back to this Great Resignation, I know from personal experience, we used to, we'd post a job opening, and to get 100 applicants that night.
Right.
Now we post a job posting, and it's like 2 days go by, we have 5 applicants.
Right.
So it's definitely a different environment. So what advice would you offer a company right now if they're looking to hire somebody, practically speaking, as far as managing expectations or what they can expect? What advice would you offer?
I would say, find a good recruiting company that actually cares about finding you the right top quality people. Give them the right descriptions, set the expectations up front, and be patient, because sometimes some jobs take time, while other jobs can be faster to fill. So it just kind of depends, but that's my advice to them.
Is there any sort of general rule of thumb that maybe you can clarify for me when you say some jobs take more time? Mm-hmm. Is it based on the salary range? Like it used to be, listen, things have changed. It used to be you have to take a month for every 10,000 you make when you're looking for a job to find the right job. Is that true anymore, or are those rules kind of antiquated and out the door now?
I think a lot of things have changed over the years, and even the trends have changed, and they constantly change. So no, that's not what I would say when I say it takes more time. I would say my average job to fill is 2 months.
Okay.
That's in my case. Now, somebody else maybe filling the job might be different, but it also depends on how many qualifications are you looking for in that person, and what all details does the recruiter need to cover. So that's where the time consuming happens, because, for example, I have an executive chef that I've been looking for a while now. Yes, I've hired a couple other executive chefs, and they were much faster in hiring because we found the talent in the locations. And I think location also matters.
Right.
Location, the exact person that they're looking for, the experience that they're looking for, the history, because in this case, we wanted an Italian chef that has a ton of Italian experience, chef experience or cooking experience.
Right, sure.
And to find those people, I'm calling tons of chefs. But to find that right person, it takes time. And I don't want to give anybody and everybody to my client, because that's not the goal. The goal is to give 3 qualified candidates, and then for them to be able to pick from that. And at that point, all they're doing is they're looking at personality. Does the personality matter to them? And does it match to their company's culture? And does it fit into their current team? Because if it doesn't, those are the 2 main questions that they're going to have to ask, because everything else I already qualified them for.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
You got a good pulse on what's going on. So what are people in the marketplace expecting today on the employee side? Because again, your clients, you're working with the companies.
Right.
And the expectation is changing. So what are you seeing? Is there any kind of certain patterns you can look at and say most employees want autonomy of schedule, or they want more, ability to work remotely? I mean, are there any kind of patterns you can share with us?
Well, I've noticed a lot that as soon as you say remote job, a lot of people jump on board. So there's a lot more need for that work-life balance, and remote would be a fantastic deal. But then again, on the client side, people are looking for people to come to the office and work. So there's a little bit of a conflict there. But the trends always change, and I can't really say that this is what it is today and then this is what it's going to be tomorrow, because that changes a lot.
That makes sense. Yeah. How has your personal business been growing? Because again, I just think it's such a crazy time right now that every business has gone through this pandemic and just all the craziness of it. But how have you been able to navigate through that and still help your clients?
Well, I would say consistency and persistence is my 2 key success factors. I'm persistent with my clients. I want to see them succeed, right? So I'm going to do everything in my power to make them look good and succeed. At the same time, I've added a couple of more people now to my recruiting team. So we are 6 of us now, because there's a lot of opportunity out there, and I just don't want to leave it on the table. So I want to try to keep up with the market trends and keep up with our clients and make sure that we're finding the quality candidates. So keeping that ball rolling, so to speak,
right.
that's where I've been really successful, I believe.
Now, you're in the Addison, Texas area.
Yes.
But if someone reaches out from other markets, can you still help them or point them in the right direction?
Yes, absolutely. So if somebody's reaching out to me, I can help them nationwide.
Okay. Let's take a look at your website right here. It's patriceandassociates.com is the main website. Yep. And then they can find you from there. John, I appreciate you coming in today. A lot of good information. We need to have you back because this is a topic that's not going away anytime soon. You're watching Create, Build, and Manage Daily. I'm Scott Miller.